Good morning. This was one of my favorite cereals. Still kind of is. So there used to be a recipe on the box that told you how to make Bran muffins, but I have a good recipe. So let's get going. I wanted to show you, this is from Aldi. You know what I think of Aldi. I love Aldi. You know, one more way. If there can be one more way, that Aldi is a smart store. You know how they're pretty quick with their checking out, and they're timed, by the way. There's the code, you know, that they swipe. They have it on pretty much every side of the box. Isn't that crazy? Like even on the bottom, like I showed. Because then when they swipe it, they don't have to flip it to an appropriate side. This has nothing to do with baking. Let's get going. I'm going to turn the camera around. Come on. First step first. There we go. Okay. For this one, I need buttermilk. Now, you probably see me do this 1,000 times. And I always mix up the two. You'll forgive me. Everything still turns out okay. But technically, these are for dry. This is for wet liquid ingredients. So I'm going to be a good girl today. I need a cup of buttermilk. So I don't like to just pour it and look down. I do like this because I worked in a lab a long time. You have to look along a line level. So I'm going to look at it level. I was supposed to put the vinegar in first, so I shorted it right there. 2 tablespoons of vinegar for each cup of milk. So let me throw 2 of these in here. And then you're going to let it sit. Whoopsie daisy. 1. Now, I'll get it back up to the exact thing. Measuring 1 cup, okay? Right there. So I'm going to sit this aside, okay? Now, in this bowl, I need, and I use 2% milk. Raisin Bran, 2 scoops of raisins in a package of Kellogg's Raisin Bran. Remember that? 1.5 cups. So I'm going to be a good girl. We're going to soak these. Oh, wait till I get this thing in there. There. Sorry. You can use all Bran. You can use a Bran cereal. I'm generous. 1.5. Oops, that's too much. Sorry about that. Get out, right there. You can add additional raisins if you want. I'm going to kind of crush these up a little bit, even though the buttermilk is going to help them soak. Okay, I'm making a mess. You know, we don't have take 2 around this joint, right? So, let me stir this a little bit. Oh, it's getting thick already. It's a little bit thicker. How about that? Let's get this in here. These are going to soak, well, I don't know, about 10 minutes or so. By the time I get everything else out, you know. I'm just going to make certain that everything is wet. Get down in there. Okay. Then I'm going to add everything else to this bowl, so it's kind of an easy thing for that. Can you see how this is getting thick already? Look on the side of the measuring thingy. Okay. Let's stop here and I'll get the rest of the ingredients. While our cereal and buttermilk are soaking for 10 minutes, I'm going to spray a muffin tin. I don't even think I have enough papers. And you know, you guys know I like this stuff, right? Specifically for baking. It's a little more expensive, but like I said, it lasts a long time. I just have these cheapo ones. So, boy, I know, they're dollar store. Sorry, dollar store. And this mix, I think, if I recall, it makes like a dozen. So these 3 will be our little guinea pigs. I'm going to spray this again, but I'm going to wait until I'm ready to do the batter. So let's set this guy aside, okay? You guys stay over here. We'll be back. We're back. I'm supposed to set the oven to about 450. They're not going to bake that temperature for very long. We'll turn down the oven at one point. You know how when you make pumpkin pies, fresh pumpkin pies, you really heat up the oven, then put them in, but then without opening the door, you turn the heat down in the oven. So here's our mushy like cereal buttermilk. Buttermilk is like amazing, guys. Okay, so let's add some things. This is an unusual ingredient. I keep this downstairs because I don't use it as much as I should. It is coconut oil. Okay, so you're going to take 1/3 cup of this. It solidifies when it gets cold. You know, if you would have it in Arizona out with my sister Donna, this might never solidify, but it did. So I melted 1/3 of a cup in the microwave. Yes, this is a 2/3 cup, forgive me. So I'm going to put that in. Alrighty. Then we're going to put in an egg. I'm going to get all that out of there. Okay. 1 egg. Don't crack on the side of the bowl like I do. I'm a bad girl. Okay, then I usually like to stir the eggs. I'm actually looking down because I don't want to goof up the ratios of the rest of the stuff, but I'm going to try and get that incorporated a little bit first, okay? This is your definite wet mixture, huh? You'll notice something that's not in this muffin recipe, and you can comment on that later. Okay, so we got those in, and it's nice and soggy. And then we're going to put some brown sugar in, some vanilla, flour, and soda and such. Okay, how much? Light brown sugar, 2/3 of a cup. Well, this is a 2/3 cup. I'm just going to use it. Okay, let me pack it down. I don't want to get that too messy. I'm just using the same cup that was in. Okay. That the oil was in, and then it comes out lickety split anyway. Okay, get in there, get set aside. Okay, my vanilla. I never filled this. See the little stick in there? I just filled this back up with a homemade vanilla that I made, and if you want to see how to do that, it's so easy. I made a video of that too, but this has all those little specks in there, and it's just a 1/2 teaspoon. So let me grab 1/2 teaspoon. This is a teaspoon, but I like it on the, boy, is that all it takes, huh? There you go. I like those little flecks in there, don't you? Ooh, it smells good too. And now it just gives a little burst, but I will fill this up. I'm being just lazy about it. Okay, then we have some flour. We're going to use 1 cup of flour. Here's my 1 cup measure. And I'm going to just fluff this a little bit like I like to do. Don't pack it down. Okay. I just keep this size handy if you've never seen me use this container. I just keep it handy in my kitchen because I have the rest of the flour in a big container. Okay. Almost to the top. Try and be exact if and you can. That's 1 cup. Okay, you guys move over here. Let's stir it up a little bit because we're going to add soda and salt and baking powder. How much soda? We're going to add 1 and 1, so that's easy. I need a fresh one of these because that one's wet. This is a teaspoon. Again, I'm going to fluff. These like to get little lumps in them, don't they? This is why you should sift things. I might have to sift this. It's very lumpy. I have different sizes of sifters. So if I just do this little guy. I might get a little lump in there. I'll do like this and then get all those little. And then, same with the baking powder. I've done many little chats with you guys about the difference between the two. Again, I'm going to just, while I have this here. And then we need a little bit of salt. Salt brings out the flavor for sure. That's just going to be a 1/2 teaspoon. But again, I'll just, whoops, I grabbed my pepper. Pepper. That won't go well in here. That was 1/2 teaspoon. And I think we're finished here. Okay, let's stir it around. This batter's going to be thick. Oh, I better turn on my oven. Whoopsie daisy. I have it locked. I have to hold this control for 3 seconds to unlock the board. Because sometimes I bump it when I'm cleaning it. Lower oven. Let's do bake and 450. Boom. We'll start that. I'm not going to do convection oven because this just makes one pan. If I was using two shelves in there, oh man, I tend to use the convection button so that hot air circulates all around and you don't really have to switch. You know, if you have cookies on the top shelf and the bottom, a lot of times midway through you switch them. You know, you got to do what you got to do, right? I can't even detect the cereal now. It just looks like mush. I guess that's the idea. Oh, and I added another handful of raisins in this. I didn't think it was going to be enough, so I just added them in there. You know, I would like some cinnamon in here. I just like cinnamon in everything, but these are specifically Bran muffins, so I'm going to keep them Bran muffins. Okay, now it's time to spray that and get this in. Okay, you wait over here. I tend to talk to my utensils, don't I? Remember I said you're going to spray this too now? Now that it's close to us putting the batter in. Okay. I say this every time. I usually do this over a sink. I double sprayed those. I'm going to grab a scooper duper. This size usually makes, here's my hand. I don't know. Oh, someone's at my door.
Someone is at the front door.
Okay, hold on. Okie doke, I'm back. I was saying I use this one scooper. Usually this size will be exact for 12 muffins, cupcakes, whatever you like. And look how it puffed up a little bit because I let it sit. Okay, I don't want to disturb all those air bubbles though. So let's just try and see how many will fit. That looks like a little odd, but I'm going to go like this. So you can see. Okay, 2. Oven is at temperature because I was chatting with my friend. He came over to paint in the master bathroom and do other things. Okay. All right. He's going to hang up a sign for me that I wanted hung up for about 3 years. Okay, almost. There's 9. I think this is just going to make 10. Let me get my little spatula. And we'll put it in that other non-cupcake liner pan. Yeah, I'm not going to force this. Let's just do one in the middle. Let's see how it goes. Hope it doesn't stick. Roll that bugger up. Okay, I'm not going to tap this down. We like bubbles with muffins, okay? So let me get this in the oven. It's on 450. But just for 5 minutes. So I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes. When that goes off, I'm going to just not open the oven. I'm going to turn the heat down to 350. Okie doke. And then we'll see. I don't know how long they bake. I forget. But I'll let you know in a minute. I had them in and I checked them at about 8 or 9 minutes. They weren't done at all. So I set this again for another 4 minutes and it's going off now. So let's turn the timer off. We're going to check it with my little skewer. Not sure if you can see the bottom of it. They still look a little moist. Oh my, there's an interesting thing that happened. Okay, it's clean. And it's clean. Okay, so they are done. Ouch, I'm using my left hand. I'm holding you. Come here. I need another mint. Hold on. Come here. Ugh. Okay. That was easier. Do you see? Like one of these things is not like the other. Let me turn the oven off before I forget. Okay, let's sing the Sesame Street song. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things doesn't belong. So the ones that I had cupcake papers in didn't have a crown. I like the crown. I vote for him. But let's see if he is not a little too well done. Let me grab a fork. I know these are hot, but yeah, they should pop right out. Let's pop them out. Ready? And then I'll flip them over. Ready? Come on. Come on out. And set you to the side. Now I'm going to flip them pretty quickly, okay? Woo, hot. No kidding, hot. But, ouch. There. So they can cool. Ouch, on this. I don't see any raisins in there. But see what happened to this one? Let me hold this like so. This one has like a crispy edge. And it has a bit of a mound. Okay, it's not any darker on the bottom. Is my light okay? Then say, ouch, this one. It's flatter. And that's the difference. I'm gonna let them cool and I'm gonna taste them. Truthfully, I think I would like this one. I like the crispy edges, say, in brownies. How about you? So same kind of principle. He is swelling down a little bit. He's going down a little bit, but we'll wait a couple minutes and cool these bubbas. And then let's taste them. Time to taste test. We're gonna do both of them. Both of them by, I mean, one that was in the cupcake wrapper and one that was just in the pan sprayed. So I'm gonna crack them open. It looks super moist. I'll do this up here. Now this is still a little bit warm, but the paper's coming right off and that's a plus. Okay, ouch. Still a little bit warm. Okay, oops. I'm trying to do this so you can see, okay? Bottom is not burnt. Boy, these squishy, and they might be my favorite new recipe. I have to tippy toe. There's still not a ton of raisins in there. Okay. They smell good. Super moist. Wow. Yeah. I like this better than my other muffin. I'm going to delete it. And the other recipe I showed you. Really good. Don't even need butter. Here's this guy with a crispy, crusty. Oh, you can hear it. Ready? All right. I'm getting a raisin and I'm getting a crispy part. Can you hear me crunching? It's so rude. I think I like these better. Out of the papers, yes, I like this better. I like that little extra. I'm a texture girl. Like, if I eat a salad, I like something crunchy in it. Not even croutons, just something crunchy. Guys, this one's a winner. This is really a winner. Only took a cup and a half of cereal. I used to like to make giant muffins that were more on the healthy side. My kids went to school and I made them pack their own lunches, but I gave them choices and they weren't Lunchables. They were in the freezer so they could grab out an individually wrapped muffin, for instance. Take that. I didn't often make peanut butter and jelly. I remember one time the kids commented that they got comments from one of the lunch monitors about why was your mother sending in an ice cream cone? Well, I didn't send in an ice cream cone, but I did send in a cone. You know those little cake cones? They're actually just rice, like no fat, much better than white bread. And I would smear peanut butter down inside. And then I would put a couple raisins and nuts, something a little more healthful inside. Once in a while, an M&M or a little mini marshmallow. But then they could just eat it instead of having bread and peanut butter and nuts and stuff. They could eat that. Once again, I digress. But these babies are really good. Please make them. Please comment. See ya.